You know what I'm saying? Let's talk
Okay,
about
you have
that.
something to say? Elaborate.
Oh,
Elaborate. Tell me
I'm
what's
just
going
talking.
on.
I'm just talking about women who put men. So a man can come to you and be like, try to, and probably try to like have some type of relationship, try to date you or whatever. You put that man in the friend zone, but then at some point you turn that man into either like some type of lap dog where he does like you have him doing all these things for you. Even I've seen like where women have like significant others, and whatever that significant other doesn't do, not sexual or anything like that, but whatever that significant other doesn't do, then that male friend is brought in to fill that role.
Yeah.
I just want to say I'm against that, and I see y'all out here with my finger at. I see y'all out here. I
We
see.
all on the screen.
Hold on, hold on. I I I have something important to say.
Okay.
If I put him, let's say if I put you in a friend zone, right? You are my friend, but you are willing to do the things for me, right?
Willing.
I'm not gonna stop you. Listen, you wanna give me nice things? Hello, sir, you my friend. Salam alaikum. Give me the nice things. If you wanna,
it's toxic.
if you wanna,
it's all toxic.
no, because I'm not like I put you in a friend zone. You my friend. I don't see myself being romantically involved with you, right? But you still wanna listen.
Here's,
Toxic.
here's the thing.
You decided to do that.
Yeah,
I
but
did not
go ahead.
Here's the thing. It takes two people for that friendship to work, and this is it fits on either side, right? So let's just not say women who do that, because there's some men who do that as well. Some men will have their home, the home girls be, you know what I'm saying, like their little emotional support and not talk to their, significant other about certain things. But it definitely does happen where women use men too. I'm not going, not give you that. You got that.
I'm riding for the whole team.
But in those instances, that man is still clinging on to some hope that,
yes,
what I'm saying, there's a relationship there. And so it's important that both parties, and this is why boundaries are important. When people say that, hey, you're my friend, you have to be able to create a boundary for yourself and know if you're able to actually stick to that boundary. If you are a guy and you aren't able to stick to the boundary because you still want to pursue her or because you still want to be, in her space, then it's important that you take the time to, what I'm saying, separate yourself from that situation or that person before you engage in that friendship again. I feel like men aren't given the opportunity or given the advice to do that. They just are, what I'm saying, trying to see what they can do or trying to see if they can change the outcome. Because I've definitely had friends who have on the low, you know what I'm saying, hit on me and on the low tried to do things for me, but because I had boundaries, I was able to separate myself. And I know that there are guys who can separate themselves and create that boundary. So it takes two people. It's definitely important as a woman or as a man, whoever it is that is using that person. When you're using someone, when somebody has feelings for you, when somebody, what I'm saying, is clinging on to hope. So if you, out of just because I believe that, what you do does matter and will come back to you. I feel like for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And I believe in the law of karma. So if you go out there trying to use somebody that has love for you and is clinging on to hope, and you're dragging them along, whether you're a male or female, eventually that's going to come back to bite you in the butt. So it's important that you also, create that boundary if they're unwilling to create that boundary, if you truly care for that person. But you know what I'm saying? If you in the business of, what I'm saying, using people, you feel me? That's your business. And if you in the business of being used, you feel me? That's your business. Because at the end of the day, we have red flags and we have signs, but we choose to ignore them. Hopefully you have friends around you who can be honest with you and tell you, hey, you're being used, you're allowing yourself to be in this situation, or hey, you're using this person, it's kind of bogus what you're doing. Hopefully, you can have people in your circle that can be honest with you and tell you that.
But it's
Also,
not my as a woman. I just want to say this. It's not my problem. Listen. All of you ladies, not your problem. If you put a man in a friend zone, you my friend. I really don't want to do none of that. I really, let's keep it the way it is. But, he calls you and be like, let's hang out. Y'all go to the mall and shop and buy things. I'm not asking you. You're wanting to do these things for me. I mean, I don't know whether the outcome will change or not. That depends on you as a woman. If you decide to take this man from the friend zone circle to, potential romantic relationship circle. But if I put you in a friend zone and you want to do things for me, I'm not the type of woman to ask a man. I really struggle to even tell somebody that I'm interested in a romantic or, dating to tell them things or have them get me things. I am still comfortable with that idea as a woman. But if you're my friend and you happen to be a man and I put you in a friend zone and you want to get me things, I will not stop you because you want to do that for me. I will not stop you, but I will not ask for it.
And it's different if they're single, both people are single, or if one person's in the relationship, it's different.
Even if I'm in a relationship. That sounds so toxic right now.
Wow.
Even I'm in a whole ass relationship and you my friend and you know that I'm in a whole ass relationship and you still want to do nice things for me, sir. Let the gifts come. I'll let this person know this is my friend and he wants to buy me things. If that makes you jealous or if that makes you jealous as my man, the man that I'm dating, up your game. Look at my friend. I don't know. I don't want to sound toxic, but
can I also say that if a woman has put you in the friend zone, fellas, that isn't the end all be all. I'm gonna tell you, there's a chance. It might be years from that point or whatever, but you might be able to still, maneuver your way up in there. But during that time, I would say that if you're in that friend zone and you plan on being a friend, you got to be a friend. You can't be nothing more, and you can't keep pushing the issue. What happens is that sometimes men get put in the friend zone, they want to keep being nasty about it and they keep going through all that. And it's just nasty. And it is, I guess, what's the hot word here? Toxic is that. But I will say from experience that if you've been put in the friend zone, it could change. But the only difference is that you have to be a friend. You have to be that. You can't be if they have a boyfriend, as soon as they get into their boyfriend, you say, fuck that nigga. You need to come in and do all that. You have to give an unbiased opinion and you have to be honest and a real friend. You can't just be doing all that other stuff. It's not 100%. Nothing is 100%, but there's nuances to this. But yeah, I would say if you ain't put in the friend zone, that doesn't mean that it's the end all be all for you.
And if your friendship is filling you up more than your relationship, then maybe it's time to reevaluate your relationship.
Right. I agree. 100%. Reevaluate your romantic relationship if your friendship is more fulfilling. I agree.
Yeah. Because if your friend is the one that you could talk to about everything and you know what I'm saying? Everything is... Your friend is the one who makes you happy, and your friend is the one who, is doing all these things for you, and your friend is the one that you feel like you can be 100% with, and your friend is the one that X, Y, and Z, then you need to reevaluate your relationship, definitely.
Or make that friend a side dude. You know what I'm saying? You can do that too, and then you can have the best of both worlds, right?
Didn't you just start the conversation with, oh, women? Let's talk about women who use men. This is exactly
saying, man.
That's why I have
Make him a side dude. You know what I'm saying? He might be a great side dude. Maybe able to fill you. You may fill your cup up. You can go back to your boyfriend happy. You know, save your relationship. You know, ain't no telling. You know what I'm
saying? Listen, fellas, you want to be my friend?
Oh, keep the gifts coming.
You want to be my friend? I'm a good listener. I'm a good friend. You will stay at the friend zone, you know, fellas.
So what do you do when you know your friend is attracted to you, but they haven't crossed any boundaries? You know what I'm saying? They haven't done anything inappropriate. They always
Am I single?
Advice. You're single, but they're in a relationship. They always give you advice that's like, you know, good. You know, they try to make sure that they're not biased. They put aside their own feelings. But in your gut, you feel me? You know that this person is attracted to you. What do you do in that situation?
I was a side dude in that situation, so I don't know. Play a role. Stay in your lane, G. That's all I do. Stay in your lane.
So I am in a romantic relationship, and then my friend I know that the friend that I put in the friend zone is attracted to me. Is that the question?
Correct.
Yeah. What do you do?
Oh, hold on. I thought you said I was single and they was in a relationship.
Oh, you're in a relationship, and then the person that's your friend is single, and you know that they have, you know what I'm saying, feelings, or not even if it's feelings, a sexual attraction to you. What do you do in that situation? Or does it not matter as long as no boundaries are crossed?
You make those boundaries be known.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Because, I mean, you think about it, have you guys ever, well, I guess, what's the words I'm trying to use here? Like two attractive people being friends. At some point, they probably attract to each other, right? But attraction is only one part of the equation. I mean, you know, if you're friends, you're learning about people's personalities and all that as well, which is another part that comes into it. And the personality can make somebody not attracted to you anymore, more than physical looks. But I think I don't know where I was going with that, but I just think it depends, man. I mean, you just got to make your boundaries be known, man. You just can't go in there and, like, they have to know what the deal is. You're in a relationship, you're good, and this is what it is. If they do something, you give them that warning shot, and after that warning shot, it's a wrap. That friendship is over.
Because I think it's disrespectful, right? Like, if I am in a relationship and my friend has feelings for me, I feel like I'll definitely try to have a conversation with that friend and be like, hey, you know, if I notice that they're acting in a way that's very manipulative, in a way that kind of trying to sabotage me in my relationship with the person that I'm, you know, with. But if none of that is happening and, like, it's just one-sided thing and they're just having those feelings, but they're not really harming me in any way or harming my relationship, and they're respectful and they don't disrespect my partner, you can't really do much about it because we can't control people's feelings. But when disrespect comes for my partner, when you disrespect me, when you try to, like, sabotage me and, like, give me, like, you know how some friends that are attracted to you be like, oh, that nigga ain't shit, like, you know, all those things. So, like, yeah, if they're not being that manipulative and using that type of language, then, you know, you can't control people's feelings. We all liked people and we were the ones kind of lurking and just watching them in a happy relationship. I've been there, so I don't know if y'all been there, but I certainly been.
I'm glad we can be honest with this. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Sabrina. I've been there waiting for that relationship to end. I've been waiting. You know what I'm talking about?
I was not waiting for the relationship to
end.
This
is we honest. This is what we toxic. We toxic crew. This is what we doing.
I'm like,
No, okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. It was one time I waited for that relationship and it did not end. I was like, I need to find me something else because they look happy as hell. Like, you know what? Happy for y'all. But I was much younger, you know, and I did not understand compatibility and I just was attracted to the person physically. So I was just like, you know what?
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I never waited for like a relationship to end, but in my life, I have been attracted to my friend after when I never had attraction for them before. And so, and I was single at the time and they were single at the time. And you know what I'm saying? We would have conversations and there were no boundaries, like there were no boundaries that were crossed. There was, you know what I'm saying? It was all good, and I could tell that they were attracted to me, but yeah.
You said you were both single?
We were both single.
So why not?
Because I think that sexual attraction can be fleeting. I'm the type of person where like, in order for me to be sexually attracted to somebody, I need like the mental and emotional connection. And so I feel like just because you're attracted to someone doesn't necessarily mean you're compatible or you should be together.
Right.
So I never like went forward. And I think they knew that too. And I think we just genuinely wanted to be friends for one another. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually it got to a point where I did get into a relationship and, you know, it was a friend zone type of situation. And, you know, we hadn't seen each other in a long time. And I shouldn't say a relationship. I was talking to this guy and things were starting to get a little serious. And then I ran into this friend again. And because we, you know, we were always there for one another, but it's not like we talked every day. And all of those feelings came back. So in my drunken state, you know, back in the day when I used to drink a lot and I was in college, I was just like, you know, I used to have this huge crush on you. And I didn't say anything because I was shy. And he's like, oh, I was shy too. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, but yeah, it just never worked out. Like the timing never worked out. And I just think it wasn't meant to work out. And I just, you know, pursued that other relationship because I was just like, I don't think that this is worth losing someone in my life, you know, that I'm friends with. So.
Now I get that part about the other relationship. I do think what you said, because you kind of contradict yourself. So you said when for your sexual attraction is like mind and everything else, not the outside. So obviously that was a little bit more deeper for you because that's how you find sexual attraction. So that might not be fleeting because it's not physical appearance.
But the thing is, it's not like there's people who this is just me being 100%, right? And you know, some people may disagree with me and that's okay. I do think that you can be in a relationship or deeply in love with someone and then develop attraction or be attracted to other people.
Yeah.
It's because of physical reasons or whether it's emotionally, you guys can talk about things or mentally you can talk about things. But the reason why I say it's fleeting is because you can be attracted to someone one day and then the next day something that they do repulses you. So it has to be deeper than just attraction. It has to be deeper than just sexual tension because the sexual tension and the attraction is only one part of the entire picture. So many things that are important in order to make a relationship work. So that's why I say it's fleeting because, you know, I could have a deep conversation with you today and then tomorrow I see you out here, you know what I'm saying, talking some crazy stuff and be like, bro, what?
How long did you know him?
The thing is, like, I've known him for a long time. Our families know each other, but we never even got a chance to have a solid friendship because like a real deep friendship because yeah, the attraction was there, if that makes sense.
You know what this just made me think of is the fact that maybe as human beings, we put a higher standard on our friends that are already in our circle of whatever gender or sex that we're attracted to. Maybe we put too much of a higher standard on them except for the strangers that come into our life. Because I think sometimes like there's a foundation for a friend that's already set to have the starter to build upon for a relationship. Yeah. But instead we bring into someone that we don't know. And maybe it's because it's a clean start. Maybe you can say that, like it's a clean start with someone new. But I don't know. It's just weird to me that, you know, you have somebody that has a foundation already. You guys already have the chemistry already. And not speaking on your situation specifically, but like people have chemistry already, but then we bypass that and go with somebody and start somewhere new with someone that we have to build chemistry with.
Because it's scary when you know someone, or it's like it's a risk, because what if, you know what I'm saying, you act upon this attraction and the friendship that you could develop doesn't get developed. It's like, what's more important to you? You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to find solid people. It's hard to find solid friends. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like for me, I value friendship more than I value, I valued friendship more than I valued a romantic relationship. So I don't know. It's like, do you want to risk that? Do you want to, and it's vulnerable. You're a lot more vulnerable because that person knows you. Or even if you don't have like, you know, a deep friendship, like there's parts of you that person, you know, has seen that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much more scary, I feel like, to build on a friendship than it is to, even though like in my relationship, you know, we started off as friends, it's different. It's different. I feel like when you really have chemistry and it's like you have extreme love for that person, or, you know, you care for that person, it can get real, I don't know.
Yeah.
Risky.
It's messy. I just feel like it does not matter how solid your foundation is with your friends. Once, you know, it goes from a friendship to romance and intimacy, you know, things might get a little messy. And you don't want to lose a good person. You don't want to lose a good friend in your life. So dating from outside the friend zone hole, it's perfectly normal and fine. Like, don't mess with your friends, everybody. Just go date outside of your friendship circles, because.
But is that penalizing people for when they came into your life? Because, like, think about it. The reason that they're in a friend zone because they came at a certain period in your life, and that you probably at that moment weren't ready or whatever reason. But then you have somebody brand new who comes in at another period of your life, and you're like, oh, come on in. So it's like the people who came in that you made friends, it's like we're penalizing them for coming in your life at a certain period of time.
I don't think it's about that. I think it's more about what your intention is in a relationship. So like,
I'm trying, fellas. I'm trying. Go ahead.
So if you have a friendship with somebody and, you know, at the time you friend zone them because you're not ready for a relationship or whatever the case may be, you know, you put building blocks towards a friendship. And so the building blocks towards a friendship get, you know, bigger and bigger as time goes on, right? And then when you think about having a relationship with that person, there's certain building blocks, there's certain boundaries that you now have to remove from the space. But those boundaries were some of the things, or those building blocks were some of the things that allowed you to have such a deep connection with that person, that allowed you to have such, you know, intimate conversation or good energy from that person. So you really are, regardless, dealing with the unknown on both sides, whether it's with a stranger or with your friend. Now, the reason why I feel like less risky with a stranger is because there's no building blocks that you have to move out of the way and no boundaries that you have to move out of the way. You're setting new boundaries and you're creating new building blocks but it's not like you're penalizing your friend for the time. It's more so what you've developed. If I say I want like an apple, you know what I'm saying, and we created like this, I don't know, that's a horrible. But like, let's say for example, I'm trying to create like this, this beautiful mural, and I want to use like all blues and reds and greens, you know what I'm saying, in this mural. And let's say that this is like the friendship mural, and then, but now like I'm in a space where I want to have a mural that has, whites and blacks and, I don't know, magentas and all these other colors. There's certain tools and there's certain things that I'm going to use in order to create that picture. So you can't create, I feel like certain friendship is important in a relationship, and it helps to make sure that respect is given, but it's really hard to get rid of some of those layers. It's really hard to, get rid of some of those building blocks with somebody that you're friends with, because you've already created such a safe space with them. So now it's going from safe to a possibility of no longer, having that person. So it's not about time. It's really, I respect and I love you so much that I don't want things to change, because I love that our interaction is like that. That's a great thing. Right. That's a beautiful thing. That's really hard to come by.
Right.
I mean, I think that's one-sided. I think it's a little one-sided, but okay.
Why do you think that's one-sided?
I think that's how you feel. How the other person feel might be different. And I think, I mean, so being put in a situation, a person who you care about, you're like, okay, you know what I'm saying? You get this new dude. And then, I've been here all this time. Like, I've been holding it down out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been holding this down right here. We got a foundation. Like, I feel like at some point there's something to reflect on, the spitballing here, but maybe we use that friend zone as a safety net, not maybe for a relationship, but more of for that friendship space in case that outside relationship doesn't work. And that's why we go outside of it. Like, we go and get new people and we say, hey, let's try this out as new. Now, again, you say we're dealing with the unknown, so it could work, it could not work. But no matter if it works or doesn't work, you still have that safety net of that friend zone person there. So they can be able to maybe help you through that situation if it does not work. And if you go with the person with the friend zone, then that safety net might be gone because you don't have that person as a friend to go to anymore for that situation.
But that goes both ways. And that goes both ways. I'll be real quick. That goes both ways. And also, if you're a friend with somebody and you're not actually trying to build something romantic with that person, because most of the time, these people who are friends who want to have more of a romantic relationship don't take risks, you know what I'm saying, or really pursue that person or make it known, because they don't want to take that risk, because they don't want to be rejected or they don't want to lose the friendship. That happens most of the time. So regardless, both people have some sort of safety net that they're holding on to.
I agree with it. I do think it's a little bit different now, because you just can't, you can do it the one time. Anything more than once is looked at as creepy. So at that point now, it's kind of like, pursuing is not, I don't think pursuing is a thing anymore. I don't know. I don't think pursuit is a thing anymore, but I don't know what you was about to say, Sabrina.
No, I was just going to say what Lo said. Like, it's not fair also to put that, it's not fair to ruin something beautiful that you have with a friend. That's what I want to add into this.
Well, why does it have to be ruined? Why is the first thing we go to is negative?
Because that's a possibility.
It's a possibility, but that's what we went to.
It's a 50-50 probability that I'm speaking for myself, like my male friend, me and this guy going from this friendship into like a romantic space, into like more something intimate, is just, there's a 50-50 probability that this might fail. And how are we going to resume that friendship now that we went from this realm to another realm? You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't want to lose you as a friend. So let's stay as friends and let's both of us date strangers. I don't know. I'm that individual that friends are friends. Do not mess with friends. Do not, you know, just keep friends unless there's a communication that both of you are, you know, have some sort of a understanding that you're friends with benefits or you like whatever, but you're my friend, you're my friend. Like I don't want to take you out of that circle because it makes me like that 50% possibility of us failing is like I don't know how I will be able to repair that, you know. So I don't know.
It might be worth the risk to one person and not worth the risk to the other. And in a relationship, both people have to be on the same page. So if it's going to work as two friends that are dating each other, both people have to be willing to take the risk. And it's not wrong if one person doesn't want to take that risk.
I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it's wrong. Like I said, I've seen it work. I've seen it not work, but that's just like anything else. I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like the friend doesn't usually get the fair shake. And I don't know. I feel like some reason, I just don't feel like they get the fair shake.
This sounds really personal to you, Vic.
Oh my God.
You definitely feeling this one. It's okay. Talk to us about it.
I'm not about to do this. I'm out here representing for the men who've been putting friends up. And like I said before, is that friend zone doesn't mean the end all be all. But I don't know. I just feel like I just feel like men, like I don't say anybody, I want to say men, I don't say men or women. When you put people in the friend zone, and if y'all build a real close relationship and y'all both attracted to each other, but you ignore that attraction, or that chemistry or that attraction, and then you go seek relationships outside of it. My thought process of it is like, you know, why go seek something new when you have somebody that already knows you, and instead of trying to put on something for somebody else, because somebody else new has to go through all those layers again and everything like that when someone has already done. But I do understand that some people's relationship with their friends, especially even if you have chemistry, you might be good as friends but not good in a relationship. And I understand nobody owes anybody a relationship, but it's still it's a curious thing for me.
But here's my thing, right? When we're dating, we're compromises on the basis of we're adults, let's be frank, on the compromises of sex, right? We're on the basis of sex. That's a compromise. I mean, a lot of people date that way. Like, you know, you're a man, I'm a woman. What are we gonna do? Like, we're dating, we're trying to eventually reach a space where we're either together as boyfriend, girlfriend, or we're married or whatever, right? Whatever the circumstances of this relationship. So when you're dating, you're putting your I don't know, it's different. It's different when you're dating than when you're with a friend. Like the level of how comfortable you are, the things that you're willing to share, the things that you're willing to like put boundaries around, it's different. And I don't want somebody who kind of peeled layers and knows me to date me, because I won't be able to put all those dating fronts. I don't know if this makes sense, but
I just want y'all to think about it. Think about the guy who doesn't know you like whatever sauce, you know what I'm saying, on your sandwich or whatnot. You got the guy who knows you like that sauce, and I say every time you get it, say like, you know what, man, I got this. I'm gonna get your favorite sauce on this sandwich.
Yeah.
That's right there. There you go, right there.
It can definitely make for a great relationship, but both people have to be willing to take that risk.
Yeah, most definitely.
And I have to be attracted to you too. Like,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, like I have to be attracted to you in order for us to go from friendship to potential partner.
Most
definitely. And let's say, for example, you feel me, everything's going great, you know what I'm saying? And you decide that I'm going to go ahead and pursue this relationship with this friend or whatever. And let's say if you're waiting until marriage, y'all get married or whatever. But let's say you're not the type to wait until marriage, because you know majority of the people aren't, right? Or I shouldn't say that. Some people aren't, some people are. But let's say, for example, you get intimate. You know what I'm saying? Sexually intimate, or even if you don't have sex, you know, get a little physical with this person. And now either one, it's like, ooh, gross. You're now like a sibling. Or two, it's like,
Wow.
oh, this was great or whatever. But now, because people are very different in relationships sometimes than they are in friendships. So now there's a different side of this person that you're seeing. And now the image of this friend that you had is now altered. Or things don't work out and you can still be friends, but now it's like, even though you're still friends, y'all have now, you know what I'm saying, this man has seen me naked, this woman that has, you know what I'm saying, done things that I haven't necessarily, I didn't know she could do as my friend. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how do you go back to just being friends when there's that sexual part of it? If anything physical happens, that has happened, it's very hard to go back
Not for me.
to a regular friendship after that's been introduced.
It's not hard for a lot of people, but
not for me. I'm one of those people.
Yeah, it's not hard for a lot of people, but definitely, like, yeah, that's again, that's one of the reasons you should not. Ladies, don't date your male friends, but if they're willing to take care of you.
Oh my God.
You didn't ask for it,
But, you're right.
Stuff. Let him get
but
you
I mean,
that same.
if you're adults in that situation, I mean, to be honest with you, that's where I think that's where a void is left, where people don't talk about things and they don't discuss, the situation. But I think if you have a conversation about those things, because every time that's happened with me, like, we've had a conversation. Luckily, I've been with the women that's happened with. They've been able to, like, articulate better than I have, like, what the situation is. And I'm like, okay, we're rocking with that. And it wasn't a big deal. Like, we can go back to being friends or whatnot and then do it that way. And ain't that deep. I know Sabrina's shaking her head.
Because I feel like you're always, you know what I'm saying? Even if you go back to being friends, let's say, for example, somebody cracks a joke and, or a conversation happens, because friends talk about everything. And let's say you're in your friends group and, people start talking about, sex, or they start talking about, different things. It's like, now that person has now, you know what I'm saying, experienced some of these things that you've been talking about. So I just think maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm
with you. I'm with you, Lo.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Yeah.
For me, sex isn't that big of a deal. That's why.
Maybe I view sex as like a big deal. Like, that's why I feel like it's important to, wait or whatever. But maybe that's just my feeling. Because
yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If I'm walking around in a bikini and you looking at me a certain type of way and we friends, it's like, it's gonna be weird.
I know. Again, it depends on the people, because, like I said, it's still friends with the people to this day. So it's not. It's for me. It's not that. And to be honest, I don't think we even talk about it like that. To be honest with you, like, it's not. It doesn't need to. Like, there's no point in conversation where that needs to come up. You know what I'm saying?
Sex?
Yeah. Or the sex that we had. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there is no point of that coming up.
Yeah.
So and it also depends on what you're comfortable with. Like Lo was saying, it depends on what you're comfortable with. Yeah. If you had sexual relationship with a friend, you tried things out, did not work out, and you're able to bounce and like, yo, you're my homie, I got your back, you got my back, great for you. If you're the rest of the society that's not okay with that, that's not able to bounce back, then that's when you put yourself in this sticky situation. So I think it all depends on perspective. It all depends on the two consenting adults in the situation.
Yeah.
To kind of navigate that. But for me, you're my friend. We are not passing that. No,
you never
sir.
You never know. You never know.
Nah,
you never know.
I won't know. I know.
I never know. Like I said before, fellas, I've been told this before. You always gonna be a friend. They always come back. Give them a couple years or so, they come back. Like, what? Okay, this is for me.
Okay, so let's wrap it up with that. And for one of our other podcast topics, we could talk about friends with benefits or sex, you know, all of that.
Yeah. This was fun.
Oh, she didn't stop recording.
Because we got to do our outro, y'all.
There's an outro?
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, next time, you feel me? We're glad that you enjoyed or took a look at. All right, guys. So thank you for watching yet again. Continue to give us feedback, comment, follow our Instagram page, the Hotline Chat Podcast, and our YouTube channel as well. And yeah, just continue to let us know different topics that you guys might want us to talk about, or, you know, things that you liked, things that you didn't like. And until next time, here at the Hotline Chat, you know where it's at. Bye.
Wallow looking like she from Compton.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I used to freestyle back in the day, so, you know, don't get started.
Oh,